Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the final of the Dubai Sevens. This one, Fiji taking on Spain for their first ever final. They hadn't won a semi-final up until their last match up against New Zealand, who they have beaten twice in Dubai already. And they're going head-to-head with Fiji, who are undefeated up till this stage of the competition. 5 wins from 5, wanting to make it a sixth. As last year, we didn't really see too many wins for Fiji in terms of gold medal matches. So they'd love to start this season on a high. Looking through at their starting lineup, Tani Vanuakula as the number one. I've messed up his name many times throughout this weekend. Jeremiah Matana and Seville Muthanothangi also in that starting side. Felipe Satoranga, Filippo Bukayaro, and then Georgie Nasova, who had an immense game last match up in the semis, and then George Bosi as the number 55 for the Spanish. Sainz Trapanga, Joseph Ceres, Paul Pla, Manu Moreno, Eduardo Lopez, La Forga, and also Coscuela as the last man in the Spanish starting lineup. They were narrowly defeated by the Fijians in their first match of the group stage, 21 points to 15. Then from there, they had a win over New Zealand. They had a win over the USA. They managed to beat Great Britain in their quarterfinal, and then they went on to beat New Zealand again. The last time that Fiji were defeated by the Spanish was a very close game, 21 points to 19, and that was back in 2024 for the LA Sevens. So they've done it before. And Spain want to do it again, but this Fiji side, they have come out firing for this competition. Like I said, 5 wins from 5, pulling off some great victories, including a domination of Argentina in the semis. We have got Arriva in the chat. It said Tosa Fiti Toso. And they're, of course, going for the Fijians here. And some great players off the bench, including Ioane Teba, Nador Valo, and Tario Vailawa. So I would have to say, in terms of the bench, heavy advantage for Fiji. But it depends on what happens up till that stage. There is a reason that Spain have become New Zealand's bogey team, and that is because they have played some immense sevens in the last little while. And they'll want to do the same in this match as well. But both of these sides just about to make their way out onto the field. So we are getting extremely close to the start of this match. We've got the donation from Blues Nate as well. Thank you very much, mate. And happy birthday, Hamish. Have a great day. Thank you, Nate. Greatly appreciate you being here. Of course, it is a middle of the night game for you in Australia as well. But yeah, Cape Town, I think, is going to be just as bad, if not worse, in terms of time zones for us here in New Zealand and Australia. So it is greatly appreciated you sticking around no matter the hour. And thank you very much for your generosity as well. Bullavanaka, Mr. Kiwi Lads, says, Arriva, welcome in. Do let me know your score predictions for this game, ladies and gentlemen. Who do you think will walk away with the victory? There seems like an obvious choice, but you just never know. The Spanish, they are considered as big underdogs. Going into this matchup, we have got Tosaviti Toso, says Ratu there, and Fiji, the True Warriors of Sevens, is back with a bang, says Sanjay. And yeah, many times last year, we saw Fiji get close, but then they weren't really able to get to that next level that they needed to get themselves a win. All buddy enjoy, says Blues Nate in there as well. But yeah, it's going to be intriguing. See what kind of pace we see set by Fiji, because I believe they'll try and take Spain into deep water here. But Spain, we've seen already, they know how to swim. They've done it up against New Zealand multiple times. They've won 75% of their last 4 matches up against New Zealand, which is incredibly impressive. But the national anthem of Spain has come to a close. So Spain are $4.20 underdogs here up against the Fijians, I do see. So probably not a mile off in terms of what you would think for the odds. Fiji actually coming in as an underdog up against Argentina, and we saw how that played out. A fantastic performance from the Flying Fijians. The Fijian national anthem, a lot of passion out there on the field, and a lot of size in the starting lineup. Sivamothanatangi there, the pacer Saturanga, who I think has also been a real standout. And Yandra, good morning from Melbourne, says Akhtar, welcome in. Hope you are doing extremely well. Someone like a Jeremiah Matana as well. It's been a little bit of an underappreciated member of this Fijian team, the way that they've been going. We see the tears flowing for Georgie Nasova. He wants that gold medal. We saw Fiji get close at the Olympics, but not quite able to get it in the end. That honour went to France. But yeah, a lot of tears for this Fijian team as they have worked extremely hard. They had a lot of criticism towards them after last year's performances. Like, they never really went that badly in terms of the overall standings, but they just couldn't get that big win. Good luck for Spain, says JD there. And we almost got there from Melbourne. So you guys are in the same location. Melbourne must be a hot spot for watching a bit of rugby sevens in the middle of the night, it would seem. But Bose, with the tears flowing now, is going to be ready to show what he can do out there on the field. We are ready to go. Spain versus Fiji. Certainly not the final. I don't think anyone predicted this final, in fact. Like, I know people felt like Spain were going to be able to go a long way and start to build, just like they were last year, but I don't think anyone realised that they were going to make it to their first ever final in the very first leg of the 2024-25 circuit. As much as I would love Spain to win, I think the Flying Fijians are going to win this easily. Vamos. And Fiji 45-18, Fiji 56-10 is the prediction from Doctor. For the first time in 17 years, we left our eldest at home 3 nights. Our house was still standing. Well, that is a big bonus, of course. Hopefully it was also still tidy in the process. This final just about to kick off. Going from right to left here for the Fijians. Paul Pla managed to bring up his 100 tries a little bit earlier on in the comp. And good luck to Fiji where the waves are, says Johan. And there too, but it is kicked off high and just travels the 10 metres, bouncing around awkwardly, slapped back by the Spanish. And they are now in possession with Joseph Ceres hanging on to that one. Paul Pla goes to the short side. Great low tackle by Jeremiah Matana. And this is the type of game, definitely in this final, you cannot afford to miss a tackle, because if you do, more than likely someone's going through that gap. Saint Thrapanga, great work from Georgie Nasoba, just locks himself over the ball, takes the quick tap and now goes towards that Spanish 22. George Bolsi tackled hard. Saturanga asking for the penalty, won't receive it, and instead it's been fleeced out of the breakdown by Spain, who have managed to take it back. Manu Moreno wrestled down. Back across to the left-hand side. Cascuela manages to break through too. It's going to be a foot race and a good ankle tap, or a big drag down there from Filippo Bucayaro. I think there might have been a knock-on from Fiji in the breakdown. But for now, Spain still have the possession. Cascuela goes off to the left-hand side. This one played fast for the first minute or so. Now, it could have been a huge hit, but stepping at the last moment for Spain. Now going across again to the side. Big shot, driving tackle made by Jeremiah Matana. Have to be very careful, though, not to lift him above their horizontal. Spain trying to bust through. Manu Moreno steps and gets the pass away on the outside. And this will be the try for Paul Pla to open off this final. And Spain are on the board first. Good luck to Fiji with the waves are. Yeah, it was tidy. Spain woman beat Fiji woman in the 11th place playoff, says Novmum. And Spain now up in this matchup. Come on, Fiji, says Vaughan. Manu Moreno, he has been outstanding throughout this competition, and they've got a really good mix at the moment in terms of that size and then the speed. Manu Moreno and Paul Pla both on fire, says Blues Nate. Yeah, helping their side in the right direction here, with Paul Pla scoring, now I believe his 101st try. Striking it well, but it will be away to the side, so the score will remain 5-0 in favour of Fiji now. He's almost got 50 more tries than any other Spanish player. Paul Pla been sticking at it for a long time. Penalty goes the way of Spain again. Spain off to a great start, says Lilia B. Exactly right, and now they've got themselves the penalty about maybe 35 metres out from Fiji's line. Tell you what, this would be an incredible tournament. If Spain went all the way, right, that means they would have beaten Fiji, beaten New Zealand twice, beaten Great Britain, beaten USA, and made it to their first ever final after winning their first ever semi. Like, that would be insane. But at the moment, could be possible. The ball's going to be fed in now. Moreno will be waiting for this ball, of course. Loves to get his hands on it. Coscuela tackled now, 40 metres out from the line for the Spanish. Fiji waiting for the mistake to come so that they can get their turnover, but the ball goes out wide. Good low tackle made by the Fijian number 1. Now, a little bit of a rough pass, but some good soccer skills or football. There was a knock on, though, they said. So they will go back. Oh, a big driving tackle made by Fiji afterwards. I know Pla is in his 30s, but he looks like someone who is close to 50. That old does Pol Pla. And also, there seems like Spain versus Argentina would be interesting, says Katzenel. Yeah, it certainly would be. I mean, we saw Spain only lose by 6 up against the Fijians, whereas we saw Argentina lose by about 21 or so up against Fiji. So, yeah, I think it would be a lot closer than some anticipate for that one. We have got there, if that happens, I can imagine the Fiesta in Spain, says Lilia B. And cheers for the great commentary, Hamish. Come on, Spain, says Nick. Ball going to be fed in by Filippo Bucayaro, well retained by Fiji. Their first real attack and chance, not quite able to bust through the gap. Locked over the ball, and Spain get themselves yet again another penalty. Eduardo Lopez this time, the man who reaps the rewards. And Fiji 19, Spain 7. And first, second, and third for the women in Dubai last year is exactly the same as it is this year. France, Australia, and New Zealand. But great technique. Going to be hard to shift him when Eduardo Lopez was locked over the ball like he was there. But now, 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Spain still ahead by 5. And their first ever cup final will be the 13th team to win a cup final if they were able to win it. It's going to be fed in. There have been a lot of great sides on the Seven Circuit that have never won a cup final as well, we should mention. So, massive achievement could be coming the way of the Spanish if they can keep this momentum flowing. Eduardo Lopez wrestled towards the touchline from Felipe Satoranga. Now going back across to the left-hand side yet again here, looking for the next pass. Spain with the skip pass, getting it out wide. To Coscuela. Now 70 seconds remaining on the halfway line now. Can Spain keep this tempo? We've seen them do it in some of their other games, but will the pressure of the final start to get to them? Couple missed tackles and just the knock on. Ball was a little bit too low to La Forga. And discipline Fiji, discipline Spain can't get 7. They only have 5. Says a Novmum there. So yeah, I guess in that case it would be 19-5 then would be the easier way. And come on, says Vaughan. But now 40 seconds remaining. Fiji have had 1 pass in this first half. 26 passes for Spain and 18 carries to the 3. They have starved Fiji of touching this ball, and it has been working. The question is, once Fiji start getting a bit of possession, though, will this game still go in this exact same way? Or knock on coming? No, in fact, it's going to be the penalty, playing it from an offside position for the Spanish halfback. Bucayaro goes across here. Nice step up the middle of the field, looking for a turnover again, and that is going to be another penalty going against Spain. Only 1 second remaining in this first half, and Fiji starting to find a little bit of their rhythm. Nice ball on the inside, sitting 40 metres out from the line. Again, Spain trying to get their turnover in the breakdown. They've given away the penalty advantage. Great pickup coming from Felipe Saturanga, Mr. X Factor. And he will score the try for Fiji. Oh, a big shot coming in. It's going to make it a little bit of an easier conversion for his kicker. But so far in Dubai, we haven't seen a huge amount of kicks actually going over. Felipe Saturanga managed just to score his 4th try in Dubai. I've actually got my back. I just got back from watching a live game here in the north of Spain. A team, Gijon, hopefully I said that correctly. I feel like I might have mispronounced it, unfortunately. 119 points to 12. It was good stuff, says Nick. Now you're hoping to see the Spanish side replicate that. But out in front of the post, like I said, the kicking has never been so low, and that one has missed as well. So that is going to make the score at halftime 5 points to 5. It is anyone's game heading into the second 7 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. And it could come down to who has the better bench. And I mentioned already, I believe the advantage bench-wise does go the way of the Fijians. They've got Ioane Teba, who's already got himself a double throughout this tournament. Nadovalo, who scored the match-winning try up against France in the quarterfinals. Torio Vailawa, he was a nominee in terms of one of the best players in the Sevens throughout 2023-24 and continues to really do well in recent times. I would say 26-10 for the Fijians. Okay, so you're saying second half, we're going to see a lot more of Fiji compared to what we see for the Spanish. And that's the thing. Spain have used up a lot of energy, I would think, having that ball. But then saying that, that's just as taxing on the side having to defend it, making multiple tackles in that first half. And now all they need to just find their rhythm once more. Fiji had one real attacking chance inside of Spain's half, and they scored it. Toso Vititoso says Mirisariana. And also, what is the overall kicking percentage in this tournament? It's got to be the lowest it's been in a long time. Like, I'm not sure of the exact numbers, but I mean, that game between Australia and Argentina, we saw 8 tries scored and only 1 kick went over. In this game so far, we've seen 2 missed kicks. And a few of the other games that we've seen recently, we've also seen just as many kicks being missed. The second half, close to getting underway for this matchup. The Fijians ready to lock in for the next 7, but the underdog story for the Spanish, it is not over yet. They will be kicking off to Fiji. So the best case scenario is to get that position back as soon as physically possible. Like they've just said, Fiji never reached the cup final last year. So the fact that they are in one now and the chance of winning it is a completely different start to the series than last season. Kicked off now by Coscuela, and we are back underway and well claimed by Fiji 40 metres out from their own try line. And ideally for Fiji, they want to try and get out of this area as quickly as possible. Georgie Nasova just taking the contact and bringing it down to ground. But a rush defence from Spain, a tactic that can work well if executed well. But they have just missed the tackle, and Jeremiah Matana will run it in for the second try of the match for the Fijians. That is the risk of a rush defence. You have no one in behind, and Jeremiah Matana knew that. So all he had to do was break through the one, and then he does get the reward. But his second try of this competition, we see it there, just a missed tackle coming from Eduardo Lopez. And go Fiji, says Reut. And also Tosa from Miri Siana and there as well. But Fiji now taking the lead. And it's a nice, easy kick straight out in front of the post. So it should definitely go over 12 points to 5. And now Fiji are up by 7. Is this where they really find their next gear? They've just shown there they haven't won a cup title since 2022 in Toulouse. That's pretty massive. And the last time that they won in Dubai was back in 2015-16 season. So it's almost been a decade for the Fijians. Long awaited for some good momentum. Now ready to drop kick this one. Going down towards the 22, nicely claimed by the big man. Manu Moreno just sits down one of the Fijian players, but is chopped down by Felipe Satoranga. Space opening up on the short side for the Spanish. And Valencias now. He has also made his way onto the field, going off to the right-hand side here for Spain. Paul Pla manages to step through one. He's been ankle tapped. In fact, I think he just got slapped in the knee and fell over. In that case, and Fiji get themselves the penalty for no clear release coming from Paul Pla. And now Fiji, all of a sudden, their tempo, their rhythm has changed. It looks like there is about to be a sub. Paul Pla just actually slipping over there and then just getting shut down and straight onto the ball. Hardly even half a second to try and get rid of it. It was Tani Vanuakula. But 4 penalties going against Spain in this game so far, 2 against the Flying Fijians. Should mention, it is currently like 4:30 a.m. in Fiji as well. So it is greatly appreciated, every single one of you tuning in from Fiji. We are going to be back next week for the Cape Town Sevens, where we will get to see this Fijian side as well as Spain in action once again. Ioane Timber, he has made his way onto the field now, already got the position. And it's a penalty against La Forga, making the tackle a little bit too high. The discipline of Spain starting to let them down. George Bausi with the inside ball. The Georgi Nasova wanted the offload, couldn't quite find it, and sensibly hung on to it. Although Spain 7 was not 10 when it came to the quick tap. Fiji is coming out of the rugby wilderness. Sees Luke there. Now 4 minutes remaining. And sounds like there's going to be some more subs. And Flying Fiji, Fiji flying, says JD. Yeah, much better, well-rounded tournament for Fiji. Of course, it's not over yet. They are currently only ahead by the 7 points. But if they score now, I would almost say that Spain cannot catch them. Spain, when they get a lead in a game, can be extremely lethal. We saw that up against New Zealand when they were leading 19 points to 7 at half-time. But being down by 2 tries, converted as well, might be a bit too much of an ask. Definitely because we just haven't seen many conversions going over. Or slapped back by Paul Pla. In fact, no, sorry, it was La Forga, and he has been penalised for being offside here again. Vamos, España, says Nick, and also go Fiji, says Becky. Fiji have decided, I believe, this time to call for the scrum here. Oh, no, they're just calling for another sub. So slowly taking each and every player off. And this time they have called for the scrum. One more try, says Doctor, and go Fiji, go, says Hunan, go Fiji, says Becky there too. 4 minutes still remaining on the clock. Oh, no, another sub being made. That is going to be for the Spanish. Coscuela will make his way from the field. He's actually been pretty solid throughout this game, having some really nice moments. But now we'll have to wait, see whether or not his side will be champions. Herman has said to go Spain. And that's the thing, for Spain to be in this final is even a massive achievement for the side. They've pulled off wins up against top sides all throughout this competition. Georgi Nasova running it sideways. Paul Pla has to make the tackle on him, down to 3.5 minutes remaining. The last quarter of this game, if you will. Now a chance in the middle of the field. Doesn't quite look for the offload there for Fiji, instead hanging on to it. Tereo Tamani fires it back across, trying the step from Ioane. Tipper up the middle, 2 missed tackles, and Fiji will score it. It is Vuiviwa Nadovalo, and he's passed it off to his teammate. Vunaki puts it down and gets the rewards for that one. I'm not even sure if they realised, but Vunaki, that is his second try. But very unselfish from Nadovalo, giving those young guys the opportunity to score the tries as well. Yui, later, Bo. And also, that's game well done, Fiji, says Bornia. Unless something drastic happens, this looks like it should be pretty much secured for the Fijians now. And the kick is over, so that will make the score now 5 points for Spain, 19 to Fiji. Really starting to find their rhythm here. It was close in the first half, but from after that moment, Fiji just started ramping it up. And in the second half, I don't think we've seen too much of Spain with the ball in hand, which has also been the game changer. Fiji only getting 3 carries throughout that first 7 minutes. Already through this 7 minutes, probably having upwards of 10. Kicked high, nicely taken under the high ball for Bosel. Now passing across, rush defence, actually ending up underneath the Fijian player. That was certainly a bit of a mistake. It's actually going to be a high tackle, and the penalty goes to Spain. Now, they were away. There was almost a line break and an opportunity to make some good meters. Maybe the referee a little bit too quick to call them back for that one, but they will kick it into touch. And Bulavanaka Fiji, says Ponku there, and go Fiji, go, says Mo. Yeah, working their way towards their first cup title since 2022. It's been a long time. They've been waiting patiently. They've been close. They didn't even reach a final last year. And now they have the chance to become champions straight off the bat for this leg. But the job is not done for Fiji. They will then have to back it up and do well in Cape Town. Nice step and coming from the Spanish, who are still valiantly fighting for every metre they can get. But it's going to be a rolling maul. Fiji just shutting them down. And they're just going to slowly shuffle him towards the sideline. So if any Spanish player join the maul, it becomes Fiji's ball for the scrum. So Fiji are just going to slowly walk him towards the sideline. They've joined it now, and that one's going to be close to the touchline. And Fiji get themselves the line out. Plus, the benefit of that, even though it looked a little bit weird, of course, in terms of the way that the Sevens rules work, but that used up an extra 30 seconds that Fiji now do not have to worry about. They can now have the last attack, more than likely, of the day. Bulla, my brother. Fiji all the way, says Georgie. And Oz, come back, says Doctor. No comeback now. Used up too much time there, Spain, and just haven't had the ball inside of Fiji's half throughout the second 7 minutes. Go, Fiji, go, says Alumethi there. Looks like Eduardo Lopez will make his way back onto the field just briefly for the final 30 seconds. All right, the time is back on. Fiji will have themselves the line-out throw going to the back. It's stolen by Spain and trying to break through. Tell you what, they're still not giving up here for the Spanish, but a big shot coming in on Bozil. Only a total of 10 seconds remaining now. That's a knockdown, and it's going to be a yellow card for Fiji. Not that it will matter too much, seeing as we're already 5 seconds left in this one. Well done to the Spaniards. Great tournament for them. This will boost their confidence. Exactly right. Making it to their first ever final, winning their first ever semi-final up against none other than New Zealand, a side that have been in about 100 and something quarterfinals throughout their time. So, yeah, massive achievement coming for the Spanish to knock them out in the semis. Cross kick attempted now from Spain, having a lot of space on the outside. Ceres getting the offload away. Now running down the wing. Bozil. Tackled by his opposite number, Jeremiah Matana. Is there one more try? That is going to be happening for the Spanish. And many thanks, bro, says Akhtar. No worries at all. We are going to be back next week with some more of the Sevens. It will be the Cape Town Sevens that time. The scrum is called by Spain. So they know at this point that they cannot go on to win this game, but they know that they can close that gap a little bit more. Having 12 points on the board would look a lot better than the single figures. Like they've just said about just great effort from the side to be able to go on and win this competition. Truly, truly deserve it, says Vaughan. And let's go Fiji, let's go Fiji. Let's go to sleep night, everyone, says Doctor. And congratulations, Fiji, says Herman. And there as well, but Laforga, last attacking chance here for the Spanish. Big shot in the midsection. Offload coming out the back door, very nicely done. Now Laforga again, going to be shut down. Ball is loose. Fiji booted into touch, and they will be champions of the Dubai Sevens for the first time since 2015 and 16 season. The Fijians are on a high at the start of the competition, and the way that they've played pretty much from start to finish throughout this comp, if they play like that in the other ones, they're going to be a very hard side to be able to stop. 4:45 a.m. in Fiji. Says Joshua there. Yeah, we're currently sitting 5:30 a.m. here in New Zealand. An early morning start, that is for sure, but it is greatly appreciated, every single one of you, for being here for these matches. No matter the hour of the night, we still seem to have quite a few tuning in. As you can see, it's starting to get a little bit light outside, seeing as we're close to the morning. And finally, Fiji, congrats, says Blues Nate. That's got to feel good for the Fijians. They've been working away for so long and now finally have a Sevens leg under their belt. And just a nice moment between the two coaches as well. Fijian coach talking to the Spanish, and a nice moment between the two players as well. And Paul Pla and Vui Viwa Nadovalov and Akaboy, says Ratu. And thank you, Hamish. And great as always. Enjoy your birthday. Safe travels back home. See you next weekend. Says Lilia B. Is the game done? Says Chris. It certainly is. And the win does go to Fiji. And come on, guys, hit that like button for Hamish's birthday. And Vanaka, I hope to join your commentary in Cape Town, says Akhtar. But yeah, nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. The end score in this contest, 19 points to 5. Fiji getting themselves the win and getting the big one under the belt. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, of course, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. and I will see you all for the next one.